I just ordered I just ordered my new day planner. First of all, it's been a while. I've been picking up day planners from Target. Where's mine right now? I've been picking them up from Target for the last couple, actually I want to say this year and I think last year, which is cool. It's cool, whatever. But I was really in my productivity bag when I was managing and planning my life with an Erin Condren life planner. Not just day planner, baby. Life planner. Erin had me right, okay? The way that I was able to look at my week and look at my day was just masterful. So I went ahead and I made an investment and I'm back at it. It's coming in a week. This one I got this time. It's giving colorful, and I usually like things to be a bit more nude or neutral. You know, I don't want things to be so distracting when I'm in that zone of just trying to get my life together. But the layout that I preferred, the hourly layout, didn't come with the other design that I wanted. It only really came with this one. So, hold on. Okay, so you get to go in and customize your layout and your design and stuff, right? Okay, cool. But these are the different layouts, all right? And I don't know how you guys' brain works, and maybe y'all just don't care. I don't even know if I have any other fellow planners in here. But if you do, if you do, you understand these are completely different brain processes. Like when you're looking at a day from like this is more so blocking if you like to block morning, afternoon, and night, right? Versus this right here and you just jotting down notes by the day or something like that. Versus this right here, which is like you have Monday and Tuesday next to each other, then Wednesday and Thursday next to each other, but it's also just notes. Versus this one right here, which is you can see the entire week, hour by hour, and that's what I like. That's what I like. I know some of y'all looking at me like, but girl, $65? $65 for a day planner? Why not just keep going to Target and spending $20, you know, da-da-da. Like I said, I have been, okay? This is the one I got. It's a little dingy looking because I be using them. But for one, this is big as hell. Now, all of them in Target are this big. They all come in different sizes or whatever. But what I've learned or what I really appreciate with Erin is that she has dug a little bit deeper into the psychology of planning your day and your life, all right? It's not just as simple as having just like some place to scribble like when I have a meeting or an appointment. That's when people barely have things going on. And when you have a lot going on, so yeah, from the sizes, like Erin has these cute compact sizes. Oh man, I was just home over the weekend too, and I saw my I think I had 3 Erin Condren planners. Didn't even bring them back, and I should have. I was tempted to, but I didn't. I gotta. I love being able to go back and just seeing how my. It's literally like a diary. When events took place, when I was working on projects or working different jobs and stuff like that, I absolutely keep my planners. I don't play games. But yeah, I love the sizes. I love the designs. I love that I can customize. You know, I can put my name on this one. But like I was saying, it's the way that she allows me to organize the information and stuff, especially with that hourly week layout. Because let me show y'all my calendar. I can't show y'all too much because y'all need to mind your business. But let me just give y'all a little sneak peek into my life so you can see what I'm working with. Okay. I removed the posters so it looked a little less chaotic. So don't try to read too much into it now, right? But I'm gonna just click through real quick, like so you can see this is my every week. Every week I got hella stuff going on. Do you understand what I'm saying? And school hasn't even started yet. So yeah, babe, these right here, and again, it's big enough that I don't even want to show you because it's been looking real messy. And I don't like that. I don't love it. I don't even love not being able to show y'all, but like yuck. You know, like this, the month view is just top line for me. Like if there's something that's taken over the entire day and I can't plan nothing else that day, then that gets I'm going to a festival that day, so I'll put it on the month view, you know. Or if there's a really, really important meeting that I need to be able to see is coming up, you know, in a couple weeks, or appointment or event or something, it goes on the month. But typically, I don't really write anything on the month unless it's like travel plans and stuff. No, I stay in that week to week. I stay in that day to day. That's when I really get into it, right? Okay, so just to show y'all what the inside of a regular like Target or whatever, like, and these work just fine if you want to keep track of, like, you know, you only have a couple meetings throughout the week or a couple commitments. You want to keep track of your habits. Are you drinking your water? Are you exercising? You know, if you want a nice quotable right there, a little doodling here, some tasks, to-dos, I guess, throughout the week or something. Or it's like personal on this side and then work on this side, right? And then the weekend just like gets cut into, like, my weekends tend to be just as busy as my weekdays, if not busier, because work-life balance, you know, doesn't really exist. And then they have a spot for wins down here. But it's like my to-do list is not like, 10 for the week, baby. It's like, it's 25 for a day. I got to color coordinate it. You know, I end up having to invest in this completely separate, but also worn down because I didn't use it, to-do list notebook that I got off of Amazon, which I might get again. But with this day planner, I got an add-on for just some like additional line paper to I'm hoping that I don't have to keep doing this, a planner and a to-do list. I'm hoping that I really just had to do that because this planner just did not give me enough to do with my to-do, you know. So, but yeah, so those work just fine. But I got tired of compromising. I got tired of like not really being on my shit, and things are just getting way too intense for me to keep like So yeah, so let me just show y'all really quick. This is the preview of what it's gonna be giving. Gosh, I'm so excited. When I tell you, like, I'm about to be sitting down, just getting ahead for the rest of the year, really being able to look at my commitments and seeing where I've maybe like overcommitted myself. There's like the full calendar year. You could do like some progress check-in things. That's the month view, which we still need. You know, we still need that. And honestly, again, some of these I don't really need necessarily, but need notebook paper because that's how I organize my thoughts. I just need to be able to write. There's the important dates and the contact info, you know, like planner things, some cute stickers. Yeah. In full transparency, I'm a little nervous. This is about to be a serious season, y'all. Last year I did not have a full-time job, you know. Last year I did not have my son living with me. Last year I was not in my own apartment. You know, like, there's just so much that has changed since this time last year. So now a full-time job and a demanding job and a fun job. Love my job. Remote as well, fully remote, love that. But still, don't play with it. Don't play with it. So I got a full-time job. My child is coming back, which means, I was very much hands-on still, you know, when he was away. But being in the house and every single day, being in charge of his routine requires a lot. I'm going to speak on that a little bit. Hold on. So being a remote parent last year was very difficult because it's difficult to manage situations that, like, you just aren't there for, you know. So whether it's my son or his family or whatever coming to me about things that took place, and I have to figure it out and then like help, man. It's just, I'm not even going to get into the details of that, honestly, because that's a whole nother thing. Remote parenting in itself is some shit, okay? Just like pandemic parenting or some shit. Like, it just feels like every single season there's something. So, we're not new. We're not. This is nothing new. He was only gone for 2 years. So it was just like a little. We'll call it like a reprieve, right? Where he got to go live with his dad for a bit, but now he's coming back, and I run my house a bit differently than his dad does. And when I say a bit, I mean significantly. And I'm gonna try to be as sensitive as possible, because when people get into, like, when parents like talk about parenting styles or comparing parenting styles, it gets real sensitive. And I'm not here to judge anybody about nothing. What works for some people doesn't work for everybody. And then also, like, the type of human that you want to raise, and, like, you're based off of your own lived experiences and your standards and values and all that stuff, right? And me and his dad has been separated for years. So we've been living our own separate lives for quite some time now. So it can be a significant contrast, and especially because Josiah has siblings at his dad's house, and he's the only child here. So that looks different in terms of, like, playtime. It looks different in terms of, like, chores and, like, everything. And also the area, neighbors, store, like, everything. It's about to be a shift. But yeah, the way that I am raising my son, and what I'm really excited to get, I'm not even going to say get back to, because we've never really had this before. We were approaching, and I was working my damnedest, but there was only so much that we could do. Still living at my family's home, only so much we could do, while I was, like, working gigs and barely making enough to get by. Now Mama got a job. Mama got a job. Okay, Mama got a job. Like, Mama's head is on straight. We're not coming out of the pandemic. It's not like we don't know what the hell is going on. We got some clarity. And I just love life. I like the way that I enjoy life and explore life. I very much share and teach that with my son. So, yeah. Anyways, I don't even know where I was going with that. But the point is, trying to manage his commitments and mine. That's what we're talking about. So yeah, using these target planners have worked just fine when it was just me, my calendar that I had to manage. And again, before it was really just like gigs from time to time or self projects. Y'all remember the pandemic time? Like, it was really, you was just setting your own schedule, and like whatever you were working on to get into. But then coming out of that, now that he's back in school, I'm back in school, and now I'm working. He's old enough, he's turning 10 next month, so now he's old enough to have not just a social life in terms of play dates, because we've been doing that, but also, like, sports, clubs, and just wanting to, like, go and, like, do things, like, I don't know, rock climbing, or, he's just adventurous. And this is a time where a kid should be able to get into anything and everything while he's still curious, And not even just the activities and the commitments, but routine. I want us to become masters of our time and our energy. I want us to be able to do everything that we need to do, and then still have the time and energy and resources to do what we want to do. I love doing things like, like science experiments, and, like, let's go make something. I want arts and craft time. There's a lot that I just want to do, and there's a lot coming up, and because he's my +1, he just comes with me. So, like, how am I managing all this? And it's not just necessarily, like, time conflicts, but it's also the buffers around things, whether it's transportation or just time to, like, get ready for things, like packing bags and stuff. It's just, or, man, I'm at this house, but my stuff is over at the other house. Now we got, like, different houses and things. I got other people, like, we got babysitters that I got to call in and stuff. Like, yo. And this is why I like the phrase life planner better than day planner, because day planner kind of makes you think, like, day to day, and I'm thinking big picture, long term. There's a lot of, like, project management that goes into life planning, and it's not just, like, a whole bunch of, like, to-do lists back to back. And I feel like I've been working off of to-do lists that don't necessarily, like, transfer, and so things get lost and dropped, and I forget parties are coming up, or trips and things, or like the fair, and I mean, just stuff, man. I don't know how y'all do it. I don't know how y'all do it without a calendar, without a planner. I'm not even going to try. I'm not. So yeah, I invest $100-something every single year in my ability to manage and maintain my life so we can live it to the fullest, because all we have is right now. And because there be so many times or so many days when we have time conflicts, where it's like, man, we have this in the morning, but then we have this in the afternoon, or we have these two things happening at the same time. Can we do, I like to section things off. I mean, an event might be 5 hours. I'm only going to be there for an hour, maybe 2, because then we got to get to the next thing. So that's why I'm never anywhere too long. I'm never, I can hardly ever make commitments, because I could not tell you quite yet. I can't tell you what my day is looking like quite yet. But right now, wait till this planner comes. I'll be able to tell you what I'm doing on November 13th. Why? You trying to do something? Because how can we plan our lives if we're only living day by day or week by week? I need trajectory. I need foresight. I need to be able to see into 2025. And it's July. It's August. It's August now. It's August. So yeah, step 1 is to get my planner back. And then step 2, and this isn't, I'm gonna give myself some time to get to it, but in the next month or so, getting down to the granular, day to day, what those routines look like. Before, I had literally drawn, I got this chart papers right here somewhere, and I drew this big old chore chart for Josiah, but it was really just his routine, so he could check things off, like when he made his bed, when he brushed his teeth, when he took his asthma pump, all that stuff, so that he can visually be able to track it. But that was when he was 7, and now he's coming up on 10, so I feel like we can start integrating some, a little bit of technology and some more sophisticated systems. And also, you're not getting paid to do what you gotta do. Brush your teeth, I'm not, the price is going up. You gotta start taking out trash, washing dishes, cleaning these white walls that he like to put his feet on. Yeah. But that's next. That's next. But yeah, I'm trying to be easy on him and myself, because as much as I want to get to the point, I want to get to being good. I want us to go on autopilot. Okay, it's so simple and so easy, but it's going to take we have a season of transition, both of us. Again, this is brand new stuff, and again, I can't fault him for learning how to function in a different type of ecosystem. He learned how to function at his father's house, and whatever worked over there. But now that he's coming over here, I have to allow some grace for him to learn me again while I learn him again. Because again, I was not away from my son necessarily, but I only had him every other weekend. And them weekdays is what really tells you about a person's character, okay? Whether they brushing their teeth and washing their ass, And anybody who has had to learn something new, think about when you started, when you first started a job, you started at a new school, you started in a new city or anything. It doesn't have to necessarily be rocket science for your brain to have a hard time to adjust. That just is what it is. And we have so many things that we're adjusting to. So many things that no matter how much I beat my head against my day planner, I cannot predict. I have no sense of premonition in terms of how some things are going to work out. I still haven't even gotten all the information from his school. His orientation is until Thursday. I haven't even figured out what my school situation is about to be come fall. I have my schedule, so I got to figure out, on the nights that I have to be on campus till 9:30, who's going to, what does his nighttime routine look like on those nights, And I had kind of gotten on him the other day, or I had a little bit of a anxious moment, and I had a plea. I pleaded to my son. I was like, baby, I need more help. I need you to step it up just a little bit more, because as opposed to the other house where there was, several adults and a whole, bunch of kids and stuff, there's a lot going on. Here it's just me and you. It's just me and you. And if you're not doing it, then I'm doing it. And mommy already has a lot to do. So if you could please be responsible of your responsibilities, and I won't have to do my job and your job. And it was a great conversation. He completely understood, and he picked it up a bit after that. But then I had to further reflect with myself, and I'm going to have to make a bit of adjustment. So I'm going to follow up when he comes back. But this is what I realized. And this is the struggle of being a single mom. This is a single mom struggle because you're looking at your kid, especially if you have a boy, and especially the older he gets and the more capable he becomes, you look at him as a capable being. And then when you're looking around the house and it's just you, yourself, it's me, myself, and I, and this boy, then I'm thinking, oh, great, I have somebody to help. Bless his heart. Bless his heart. And these are the moments where I'm constantly tussling with myself and having to hold myself accountable because, one, he did not ask to be raised by a single mom. And period. So in terms of when it comes to my limited capacity or bandwidth, or when I need help, it's not necessarily his responsibility to help me. Because the type of help I need, carrying heavy stuff and things, he can't help me with, and so then he gets frustrated and I get frustrated. We both get disappointed and nobody's being helped. And this has always been a thing. This has always been a thing with me. I would literally have moments and be like, dang, I could really use some help. And I'm looking at him and I'm trying to assess his capabilities. Can he help me with this? Should I even ask him to, maybe push himself or whatever? Because, don't get me wrong. He's very capable. He's very smart. He's very strong. But it's also just he's just a little boy, So a lot of times I do all the things, A lot of the times I do just choose not to ask him to help me, even I would really appreciate it. And also, especially the times when I know it's my fault that I'm in need of help because I didn't get up early enough, or because I didn't, whatever the reason was, and now all of a sudden I'm rushed or stressed or overwhelmed in things. That's on you. That's not on him. Right. So yeah. Especially in this season right now, transition, and we're relearning so many things. It's for example, so that moment that I was asking him for help, it was coming off of we had just moved everything from the old apartment into here. So his bedroom right now is kind of storage. He's sleeping in my bed. We have everything in his bedroom until I can put it places. And I'm just man, I would love some help put these things places. But then I'm looking at the room and I'm he literally doesn't even know where anything goes. So I can't even ask him hey baby, while I'm working, can you go in there and can you put a couple things away? So he goes in there and he's overwhelmed. He's stressed looking at everything because he has no idea what he's looking at or where anything goes. He doesn't want to get it wrong. All these other things. I already saw it. So had to bring that back, And then the other revelation that I had was as I'm setting this new standard, I need time to just set the standard before I expect him to learn it. For example, he was not washing dishes at his dad's house, right? So for me to just jump into, all right, baby, time to hit them suds, it's going to require time for me to supervise, do it with him, washing the knives for him. It's going to be a while before I let him wash the knives, alone or whatever. I'm washing my own wine glasses, some of those. We're not just throwing them into the deep end. The laundry we've been doing for some while, so he's kind of gotten to a good habit with that. But not habit. He has some experience, but he still hasn't yet mastered it. And he's not sorting clothes or anything like that. Right now, he's just dumping it all into one. He's barely even folding them for real. He was hanging his clothes up at his dad's. And I'm more of a folding type, so I'm just he hasn't had that practice folding, so I got to keep, it's just all those things. I was you know what? I think I might just keep laundry. I think I'm going to just keep doing laundry. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and keep the laundry. That way, for one, I can make sure that it stays on a good schedule, right? That it's washed properly, that it's folded and put away properly. I'm also able to better manage his clothes because when he's washing his own clothes, I don't see the holes in the socks and stuff until they're on his feet. Until we're outside in public or something, hanging out with somebody, he goes to take his shoes off. And you know what I'm saying? No, while we're doing laundry, I was doing laundry last night and saw one of his underwear is getting a little dingy. Oop, put that to the side. Don't even need to go back in the closet. got it. And it's also a mental note for me that I need to pick up some more underwear for him. And so these are ways that I can help, just like I can help manage him and help him manage himself. So first, we have to find this routine, and then I have to learn it, then I teach it to him once he gets used to that standard and that routine, and then he takes it on for himself. You know what I'm saying? It's that way. Because what good is me asking him to do it if I got to do it again or do it with him? In the sense of like me trying to save time and energy. I can't save myself time and energy if I'm still, it takes just as much, I would say. If not maybe like marginally less, but not by much, to do it with him. If not, honestly, it might even be a little bit more, because like when they do it wrong or they drop something, you mess up, like it's just, you have to give yourself that grace and that space for that learning curve. So it's like, yeah, I'm just going to really enjoy it. Because right now, I would rather just, I just want to feel the peace of things getting done and done right before we get to, you know, how great it's going to feel for my kid to be able to do it himself. And especially since I'm home every day, all day, it's just a matter of me managing my time, especially once he goes back to school and I have my day back. It's just a matter of me managing my time. So anyways, which brings me back to my main point. It's just like, you have to master your time. You have to master your time. There's just a whole bunch of consequences every which way. Missed opportunities, unnecessary stress, like tension in relationships and trauma on your child. You know, just like, who needs it? Who needs it? No, I'd rather just become a master of my household and then train my son up in the way that he needs to go, instead of just throwing new things at him and telling him he needs to like figure it out, or put him under the pressure to figure it out on his own. You know, and especially like to like do it at the same level like of experience or whatever that I'm doing. You know, the same level of mastery. Because I set standards, and so bless his heart, he does the best he can, but until he learns that way, it's going to be a little bit of disappointment of like, oh man, my shirts aren't folded crispy or whatever, and that's okay, baby, it's okay. I for real don't even want him to worry about it. I really don't. And he has so many other things that he is like has to worry about right now, in terms of like his family moving away, starting a new school for like the third, fourth time. This is his fifth new school since he started school. He's only in the 4th grade. He's going into the 4th grade, and this is his 5th new school. I want peace for my child. The only thing he has to worry about is who he's going to play with on the playground. What I packed for lunch for him. Like just real basic. And especially because he's already going, I can't put him in a bubble where he doesn't hear or know what's going on in the world. And the world is so toxic and dark right now. It's in this fall. So the best that I can do right now is just to like create an experience of ease at home, just an experience of ease and peace and support and security. That's my goal this fall. So yeah, so how do I plan on doing all the things? How do I plan on being superwoman yet again, and managing my full-time job, being president of my grad program, like being involved in a whole nother student org grad program, part-time student in business school, because that in itself is just nothing light. It's just nothing like, can we keep up the dean's list? Will she be on it again? Stay tuned. And then of course my business that I'm building, and just regular everyday adulting, paying my utilities, taking my vitamins, staying on top of cleaning my makeup brushes, dyeing my own hair, and stuff. Just like the everyday. It's going to be with that life planner. That's what that's going to be. So you see me shining, you see me thriving, you think Aaron Condren. Amen? And God. But Aaron too. And I'm answering her like this. You. Okay? Or like, go down.